How come no one at the king's table laughed when he farted? Because noble gases don't cause reaction. The elderly wife in church turned to her husband and said, "I've just done a silent fart. What should I do?" He said, "Change the batteries in your hearing aid." Why doesn't James Bond fart in bed? Because it'll blow his cover. You shouldn't fart in an Apple store. They don't have windows. What do you call someone who doesn't fart in public? A private tutor. Chuck Norris farted once. He did it in the Sahara forest. I farted in my wallet. Now I have gas money. My wife was complaining about my gas, so I got someone else to fart for me. A substitute, if you will. My dad burst into my room and said, "Want to hear a joke?" and then proceeded to fart for a whole minute. He said, "Sorry. That was a long-winded story." Why is love like a fart? If you have to force it, it's probably crap. Why do farts stink? So the deaf can enjoy them too. When you fart, it can be either silent or loud. And then there's the third option. Every time my musician dad farts, he says, "Did you hear my latest release? What's invisible and smells like fish?" Penguin farts. What do you call a caveman's fart? A blast from the past. My spouse keeps setting their farts on fire, and I think it may be over between us. I just can't take all the gaslighting anymore. What do kids and farts have in common? We don't mind our own but can't stand others. I'd like to tell you a fart joke, but it stinks. Wizards don't fart. They cast smells. Two men get on an elevator. On the way to the top floor, one farts. They stand there silently. As they leave the elevator, the one who farted looks at the other and says, "I apologize. That was wrong on so many levels." Stay tuned for more dad jokes after this short intermission. What do you call it when Muhammad Ali farts? Gaseous clay. I was standing next to a clown and he farted. It smelled funny. Have you seen that movie about farts yet? It really stinks. How do you say fart in German? Far from poopin'. Where did they have to station the soldier who was proud of his flatulence? Fart brag. What were the marriage vows of the flatulent couple? Till death do us fart. Did you hear the one about the fornicating, flatulent gunslinger that became president of Russia? He was the rootin' tootin' shootin' Putin. Where does cow flatulence come from? The derriere. Lennon and Ringo tried to make a Beatles track using only flatulence. The other two weren't interested though, so it was only a half-farted attempt. What do you call a blown-out tire on an ambulance? A flatulence. How old was the flatulent Irishman? 40. What do you call a very stinky flatulence? A badass fart. I don't suffer from flatulence. I enjoy it. As our car was running on empty, I cruised right past a filling station without stopping. My wife was pissed, but I think she'll forgive me. This isn't the first time I've passed gas. What do you call it when a king passes gas? Heir to the throne. What do you call it when you pass gas by yourself in Spain? Fartsalona. What did Billy Joel sing when his family was accused of passing too much gas? We didn't fart, you liar. Why was the car running on fumes? Because it kept passing gas. A man walks into a church and passes gas. He sits in his own pew. I've been passing gas for hours. Maybe it's time to pull off and fill up the tank. How can you tell when a comic passes gas? Something smells funny. If you pass gas in the shower, it's called shampoo. I'm Montgomery Jones. We're on a mission to spread the laughs and groans far and wide, so please do us a favor and share just one of these jokes with your family and friends today. Thanks. Looking for the perfect gift for Christmas? We have the all-new Christmas joke button now available on Amazon. A huge 101 preloaded Christmas-themed jokes from our years of collecting dad jokes. Perfect for stocking fillers, Secret Santa, and Kris Kringle. Fun for all ages and guaranteed to provide laughs and groans. Check the show notes page for the link. The Daily Dad Jokes podcast is produced by Classic Studios. See the show notes page for social media links and joke credits. This show was recorded in front of a canned studio audience.